Hi guys. So I had a couple of requests to show you how to assemble this die by Brenda Walton. It is brand new. I had gotten mine from Bluemoon Scrapbooking along with a couple of other really cute new dies. So you should definitely check out what's just come out. And it's called the French Bow. So that's what the packaging looks like. And I'm going to show you quickly how I assemble, or how it is assembled. And just through a quick, I was so excited to get the bow, the die, that I didn't realize what it was until I made my first cuts. So I think it'll be helpful for you guys. So I don't know if you're going to be able to see this, but this is what the cuts look like. And if you notice here, there's a little bit of a, like what looks like it would cut out, like the slit where the die would be. And that's actually where you would line up your piece of paper, because what happens is you cut it out and then open it. So I'll show you. I know that's like the worst description I possibly could have given you guys. I'm sorry. So you have to decide what papers and how you want to layer if you're going to use double-sided paper. So what I did was I'm using more of the Christmas Cottage by Teresa Collins. And what I do is, for those of you who know me, I really, when it comes to stuff like this, I don't measure. And you know me, I'm notorious for throwing out my scraps. So once this stuff is done, I don't measure. Whatever's left over, I throw away, because I just can't deal. I know that's terrible, but anyway, so what you do is you just, what I do is I line up a piece of paper like this, let's say, and then I cut around it, and then I fold it. So you have to make it long enough to be able to fold in half. And you want this fold line to go as close as possible. If it goes over, it's fine, because it's not going to cut it anyway. And this is so not the best description, I'm sorry. So I'm just going to show you. Let's see if you can see it. Okay, so I'm going to take the paper and go up to that line. Let me just take a look. Okay. And then I'll make this cut with my super clean, well-loved cut plate. And then this is what you wind up getting. Now, I didn't line it up all the way, which is fine, because you can just snip off the leftover. So you would just, if this happens to you, you just go along the line and snip off whatever didn't cut. And then that's what you get. Okay, so that's that. This one is the smaller piece, and I'm going to line it up here. And then this one is the larger piece, and I want this side. It doesn't really matter since it's cutting out both pieces at the same time. So I'm not going to do like the most perfect job of cutting it. I'll just show you what we get, and then I'll assemble it quickly and show you how that goes. And this paper happens to be super thick and very textured, almost like a canvas texture, or like the authentic papers, if you guys have those papers. So it's not that difficult to put together, but I guess a different, like cardstock would, you know, be easier for you, or just experiment and see what happens. And this piece I had already cut out, but it cuts out this piece which goes around the bow. And what I like about it is it scores it for you. So the guesswork of where the little centerpiece kind of, you know, is made for you, basically. Okay, so let's take this down. Put this away. And what we are left with is, what did I do here? Oh, I see. Okay. I don't know if I'm in frame, but I'm just going to cut those away. See what happens? It's okay if it doesn't cut all the way because you can just snip that off. Not a big deal. But there you go. That's what you're left with. Maybe I should have done it a little bit smaller. Oops. Okay, so that's that. That one is that. And then this one, you really do want to try and line up the folds as close as possible because you really don't want to spend a lot of time, you know, doing this part of it. And then the smaller layer, oh shoot. See? Okay. I am going to just cut that piece. I made a boo-boo. Okay, hold on. I am just cutting that layer over again. I know what I did wrong. Okay, yeah. Let me see this one. Okay. So that's what you're left with. And then I'll do a quick pass of this one again. And okay. There we go. And then you have this one, which is the top layer. And then this one. Okay? So, let me just get my glue gun on this side. Now, what I usually do is, I usually kind of just work the paper a little bit. You know, I'll take the paper and I'll just kind of, you know, go like this. I don't use any paintbrush or pencils or fancy anything like that. And then what I'll do is, let me see if I'm just in the camera. Okay. I'm going to take my glue gun or whatever adhesive you like to use. And that goes there. Okay. Okay, you guys saw that. And then this piece. And my battery is dying, so I'm going to do this as quick as possible. So now you're left with that as the bottom layer. I take my glue gun. Again, whatever adhesive you like to use, I eyeball where I'd like it to go as centered as possible. And now you have your first layer. Then, this layer, I do the same thing. This paper is great because it actually doesn't really crease or fold, you know, like it doesn't, as long as you're not making any super blunt folds, this paper is really forgiving. And that one. Okay, so you have that. Oops, I did it a little crooked, but that's okay. Okay, so now I'm going to put this one. And you'll be a lot neater, obviously. This is just for demonstration purposes. Okay, so now you have your dimensional bow, and you can obviously decorate and do whatever, you know, you like to it. So if you can see those crease marks right there, see how easily it bends? That kind of gives you the gauge of where it's going to go. So I try to be as centered as possible. And then I go around. There's a little bit of like chunky glue there, so it's not going to be perfect. And then it is a little bit thick, so I'm going to put a little more glue. Okay, and then I'll show you the finished piece. And obviously I won't be using this particular bow for anything because I creased the paper too much, but there you go. I hope that last part was in frame. I'm sorry if it wasn't, but that's the paper. I mean the bow. It's called the French Bow by Brenda Walton and Sizzix. And I hope you guys share what you create if you have this bow, or get your hands on it, and share what you do with the bow and how you decorate your packaging. And this could obviously go for any holiday, birthdays, celebrations. And there you go. So thank you so much for stopping by. Thanks for your interest, guys. And I'm so happy that you stuck with me through all this time of not posting videos. And I'll see you real soon. Bye.